What's up everybody, Yogi here. Welcome to my Ninja Road Season 26 guide slash walkthrough using only free-to-play Ninja. And even though you're going to see a few teams, or two teams specifically, that have nothing but free-to-play Ninja, I'm only going to be using Team 1 to pretty much beat the whole thing. On the first map, you're going to see me stall up Team 3, but I never actually used them later on. Originally, when I tried to beat this free-to-play only, I did need another team, but somehow when I was doing this run, I was able to beat it with just the one team and didn't need to rely on another one at all. So for the first map here, it's very simple. You got 5 characters, they attack every 2 turns, no jutsus or ultimates, and all their field skills are damage reduction. So the fact that this map 1, they really don't have that much HP anyway, so it shouldn't be a problem to get rid of them. And yeah, you're going to see me stall up here for the next map, but again, this team is not going to be used at all, and if you're just running through normally, you can just go on to the next map. Don't really have to stall up here. So for map 2 here, I'm going to go ahead and switch back to my main team. They both use AoE jutsus, and that's it. AoE jutsus every 2 turns. They do a okay amount of damage. It can hurt you if you don't have like a good amount of healing and multiple characters are getting hit every time, but aside from that, not really that big of a deal. And once I stall up my team, I'm going to go on to the next map. And the next map is going to be Haku, by the way. Haku also has the same type of situation as right here, attacking every 2 turns with a jutsu. However, once Haku uses the jutsu, Haku gets perfect dodges. So if you want to stall up for the first boss, I recommend stalling up here before you worry about stalling up on the third map with Haku, because those perfect dodges can get annoying and in your way. Now to explain to you guys what's going on with Night Guy specifically, he gets 100% attack boost for 7 turns, and then he gains back 2 chakra whenever he uses it. So by me using his jutsu twice, I give him that 150 attack boost, and he also gains 2 bars of chakra with map movement, so I'm pretty much adding up how much chakra he'll get with the map movement and relying on Obito or Ashura to generate some chakra on their ultimates pretty much when I get to the boss, and that will give him even more chakra to get his ultimate ready, stuff like that. But if you do just use Night Guy's jutsu twice and you regenerate once, I believe, you can still pull off his ultimate pretty easily on the same map. You don't have to worry about moving on to the next map. Anyway, the first boss here is Kitsuyu. You see how much Guy did there, and I thought Ashura would have been able to finish off Kitsuyu there. That's why I went for his jutsu, but it wasn't enough. Very easy boss, same type of attack pattern as any other version of Kitsuyu. It's not really something to worry about here, like a few ultimates and she's gone anyway. For map 5 here, we have Danzo, Tarune, and Sai. They're all going to keep using their jutsus, and they have ailments that come along with it. Danzo, however, is extremely annoying because he has that 15,000 damage reduction, or how I like to call it, defense. So you hit him with a 20,000 power attack, he's only going to take 5,000 damage. So personally, I go out my way to make sure I get rid of Danzo, just because you can't really whittle him down unless you're using a jutsu or ultimate anyway. So I want him gone usually, and I stall in Tarune usually because I have a good amount of wisdom characters. Trust me, you're going to want to bring wisdom characters when it comes to the third boss of this Ninja Road. Anyway, they all have ailments that they hit you with when they use their jutsus. It's not anything too crazy. Tarune has attack weakening, so that's why I like to stall against him. And since I know it's attack weakening, I'm going to be stalling with Shizune against him, since I'm not going to be using her ultimate on the boss. So pretty much your weakest character, that's who you want to keep getting hit with his jutsu. Like, let him keep stacking it or whatever, lowering their attack, as long as it's not your strongest character, because that can screw you over for the next boss. On to the second boss, we have Shikaku. He has a good amount of HP for the second boss, to be honest. Now when it comes to the bottom two hitboxes, whenever those dangers go down, he's going to be attacking the bottom half of the map. The top two spots attack the top half of the map. Now when he hits you with his attacks minus the main body, he pretty much will turn your units into skill types for 3 turns. And of course, you know, if you have skill types all on the field and he uses the attack from the main body, you're getting hit with the heart attack, and that's why you're going to be taking extra damage, stuff like that. So the main thing that's important is just to make sure that you keep switching out your rows and stall on the top half of the map, if anywhere. But aside from that, since you should have several ultimates from stalling up on the previous map, you shouldn't be too much to deal with. On to the 7th map here, we have 6 characters. They're all going to put up 100% health recovery, ceiling resistance, 75% resistance to immobilization, and then they also have the ability to heal when they damage you. Trust me, the amount they heal can stack up and can really make them annoying here, so you want to get rid of as many of them as you can as soon as possible. So what I'm specifically doing here is using Obito's ultimate from the bottom half of the map, making sure I push them all up, so that when Mecha Naruto goes for his ultimate, he can hit them all as well. That's what I want to go for. Also, they all have a very high chance of countering you. If you're really close to them when you hit them, they're going to counter you 100% of the time. And remember, they counter you, they're also going to be healing. And you can see how much HP they're gaining from initiating attacks. You know, if they hit multiple characters, they can heal around 3,800. They can heal more than that if they're strong against whoever they're targeting, stuff like that. But aside from that, you just want to keep attacking them until you get them down to 1 character left, and then you can stall up from there. Now when it comes to the next map, you guys, it's going to be Itachi as a boss. Now there's 2 ways you can handle it. The way I'm handling it here, you want to kill Itachi in 3 turns. Because what happens is you have him being a bravery type for the main body, and then you have a heart type for the shield. The shield has way more HP than the main body, and the shield gives him immunity to jutsus and ultimates for 2 turns, with a 3-turn countdown for the shield, by the way. So you have 1 turn of an opening at that point. And he also heals 3,500 on both body parts whenever he uses the shield. So what I'm going to be doing is boosting up Night Guy, and then using my Obito, Mecha Naruto, and then Night Guy to get rid of him as soon as possible, you know, beat him. If you do not defeat him in the 3 turns, you only have 1 other shot, and that's from the ultimate of 1 other character when the shield goes down. I was able to do that once. So what I'm saying is I've used Guy, Obito, and Mecha Naruto's ultimate on Itachi, and he lives with just a little bit of HP. He heals back up, but by me regular attacking with Mecha Naruto, then attacking with Guy, and then using Indra's ultimate, and because Indra's ultimate happened to have knockback, I was just barely able to beat him. So, you know, main thing, you guys, bring a bunch of strong wisdom units. If you need to make a second team composed of just strong wisdom units to nuke him, then go ahead and do that. Now when it comes to the second thing you can do to beat Itachi, is of course you still want to try to nuke him. But even though he's going to dodge your jutsus and ultimates, he will not avoid the special effects. What you want to do is use characters that have health recovery ceiling on him, and you know, even though you won't be able to attack with your other characters and do damage with the jutsu or ultimate, as long as he doesn't heal, you can keep whittling him down, and eventually your characters will get their ultimates back to finish him off. On to map 9, we have the map that makes this run so much longer than it needs to be. So you have Naruto and Sasuke, they're immune to jutsu ceiling and mobilization. What else is new? And they are pretty much going to keep using their jutsus every 2 turns. They're both AoE. And what they're going to do is force switch out your units, change their typing to body, and then switch seal them after force switching them. Switch sealing only lasts for 2 turns, and the type, well, that lasts a little bit longer. So what you want to do here is, of course, get rid of one of them as soon as possible, because getting hit with jutsus every 2 turns is not fun, and definitely keep your units spaced out. So after you get them down to 1, you want to go ahead and just stall back up for the next wave. Of course, you have a lot of stronger characters, Blazing Fist characters who have the resets. You don't have to stall up all of your characters, but, since this is me doing it free to play only, I kind of needed that to make sure. Now, when it comes to the next wave, it's going to be Madara and Hashirama. Now, you're going to see the reason why they are trying to switch seal and turn your characters into body, because Madara is wisdom, and then you have Hashirama being a skill type. So Hashirama has the advantage over you. When Hashirama uses his ultimate, it's a full map attack, and it pulls all of your units together. Then Madara attacks right afterwards, and of course he's going to hit all 3 of your characters since they're all together. Hashirama will health recovery seal you, whereas Madara will chakra recovery seal your units. So they're pretty much just setting you up, expecting you to get rid of the characters super fast and then get screwed over by, that combo that they're going to be doing against you. So the main thing is, as long as you have at least one row being the double body type, you should be fine. You just don't want multiple of your characters to be hit at once. And since Hashirama is the skill type, if you have any heart characters, you want to make sure that they are, of course, their original typing, so you can get rid of Hashirama as soon as possible. Now, after you take care of Madara and Hashirama, there is sadly another wave you have to deal with, which is going to be Indra and Ashura. Thankfully, they don't have any bonus effects on their ultimates to worry about that I know of. Now, I say that I know of because they don't hit you with any ailments or take away chakra, but it is possible that they can ignore your substitution, and maybe the other one ignores your perfect dodges, something like that. But, didn't test it. And it's not really needed because it's the same type of situation, You get rid of one of them, you stall against one for the next map, easy peasy. They will also be going back to the types of Naruto and Sasuke, one being body, one being bravery. And from there, I'm just going to stall back up for the last map because, trust me, you're going to want to do that. On to the final map, we have Hagoromo, Hammer, and Kaguya. Hagoromo is the boss here, and they're all going to put out complete resistances to Jutsu Sealing, Immobilization, Health Recovery Sealing, and then negate their weaknesses greatly. So if you have someone that is strong against them type-wise, you're better off not using them all together because they really don't help you out. They do less damage than, you know, any other type would. So if you see here, this is where I'm going to start using those abilities that ignore damage from juices and ultimates. That's why I had Obito push everyone down, and then have Naruto follow up with his ultimate right there. It was pretty much important that I started off the map here with my second row so Naruto could tank those attacks. And then from here, it's all about continually damaging them. I'm going to use Ashura's Jutsu to generate chakra and also attack weaken them. That's a very important type of thing you want to do here, attack weaken. If you don't have, you know, units with damage reduction or a good amount of healing. And this is also where Hanabi is going to be used to tank a lot of their attacks, lessen the damage. Now at this point, I can tell you guys, plain and simple, if you get rid of Hamura, you're pretty much good to go. Because at that point, they can't really out-damage you if you have just one unit tanking the attacks from Kaguya and Hagoromo, as long as you have a good amount of self-healing. I have 400 from Ashura here, I got another 300 from Obito, so that's 700. And I got 1100 after you add in Shizune's abilities, so that's 1100 I'm getting constantly, 1350 if Shizune's in the back row. Now as for what they all do, Hagoromo and Hamura are both single target. Hagoromo will switch seal you and hit you with slip damage. Hamura will health recovery seal you, so you definitely don't want your healers to get hit with that. And then Kaguya uses both her jutsu and her ultimate. Her jutsu is going to be that long range circle that hits multiple characters, pushes them away, and attack weakens them. And then her ultimate is just going to be like a halving ability. So if she hits you with her ultimate, she's going to take away exactly half of your HP. Thankfully, she always does her ultimate last when it comes to, you know, who's going to attack first, if all three of them are going to hit you at the same time. Now, the one other thing that Hagoromo is going to do later on, once his HP gets so low, he will start healing his allies. And, you know, when I say get rid of Hamura, you're fine, I say that because Hamura has the lowest HP out of all of them. Kaguya has the most HP, just from what I've seen. Or maybe it's the same amount as Hagoromo. But I don't really recommend you going out your way to get rid of all of the other characters, because then Hagoromo is going to keep healing himself for 10,000. And even though it's still going to be possible to beat him, I can see that being really annoying, because he always prioritizes healing, you know, his allies before himself, no matter how low he is. And for those of you wondering, if you use those attacks like from KCM to Naruto, the Blazing Fest one, who boost the amount of damage characters take from their weaknesses, that type of ability, even if you hit them with that, it still will not make them deal their original damage, or extra damage for that matter. It'll still be weakened to some degree. So best type of characters you want to bring, again, is going to be bravery, wisdom, or skill when it comes to taking down Hagoromo. Anyway, you guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe before you go if you did. Peace.